Hey, before the weekend gets going, there's an article you really need to know about. Some people aren't going to like it, some people are not. I imagine, because I'm posting this at Trump Nation, my YouTube page. This is Adam, by the way. That most of you will be favorably disposed to it because Glenn Beck has been so nasty toward Donald Trump and vice versa. But I'm not going to read you the whole thing. I'm just going to tease you with it. You got to Google at the Daily Beast, which is where it originally was published, why Glenn Beck's media empire is burning down. Now, if you don't want to give the Daily Beast your business, I originally was passed on this piece via Breitbart, where the title is Daily Beast: Glenn Beck's media empire burning down in abyss of backbiting and paranoia. And I'm assured that basically everything in here is true. I have someone who I know who knows the inside of that very well. Let me just read you a couple things from that and whet your appetite, or at least give a little information to people who aren't going to read this, who are just out walking their dog, or just aren't readers, or maybe in traffic, whatever. It talks about Glenn Beck's apocalyptic visions, sinister conspiracy theories, etc. Again, this is a left-wing source. I assume you already know that he's been behind Cruz and very much against Trump, and that Cruz actually thanked Beck specifically after he won the Iowa caucus on Monday. His sentence was, "I am so grateful to national leaders, people like James Dobson and Tony Perkins and Phil Robertson and Governor Rick Perry and Glenn Beck, leaders who have stood and led, bringing together conservatives here in Iowa and across the country." The victory was celebrated on Beck's Facebook page. But let me get to the point. Essentially, the article saying he grew way too fast, the blaze, the quality of which has been dipping. Everyone knows that who's been looking at it. Even the daily email from glennbeck.com, this is my personal opinion, has become a lot thinner in the recent weeks. I guess, here's the key part of it. What happened? And now I'm reading it to you. Former Blaze employees point to the abrupt departures a year ago of longtime Beck confidants Chris Balfe and Joel Cheatwood, who were widely credited with making his success possible. Then there was the sudden appearance in the fall of 2014 from Israel, via Miami, of a slightly built, bald-pated Beck superfan who spouted the slick jargon of Silicon Valley, chain-smoked a vaporous e-cigarette, holding it in his right hand, that is missing 2.5 fingers, the result of a childhood accident with a meat grinder, and somehow networked himself into Beck's inner circle. Beck apparently became infatuated with Jonathan Schreiber, who has been regularly spotted in Beck's expansive glass-walled office, sometimes entangled in a hug with the boss, and whose Orthodox Judaism apparently meshes well with Beck's ardent religiosity as a Mormon convert. Then it says, last April, Schreiber was named president of Beck's privately held umbrella company, Mercury Radio Arts, of which the Blaze is a subsidiary, along with a diverse collection of enterprises, including a publishing imprint at Simon & Schuster, a clothing line, a movie studio, and a guide to trustworthy real estate agents. And it goes on. Definitely is harsh on Schreiber. And let me just read you a little from the Daily Beast, from the Breitbart summary. The key point is on May 11th, 2015, a day Beck staffers have dubbed Black Monday. Dozens were laid off in New York and the Dallas suburb of Irving, Texas. That is where Beck had purchased a 72,000 square foot studio complex and corporate headquarters in the Las Colinas neighborhood and built his fake Oval Office. And of course, the Oval Office thing is very weird. And if you're looking for evidence of madness, that's probably it. It also notes that the fired employees received their notice not from Beck, who had personally recruited many of them, but in antiseptic phone calls from the corporate HR department. Then it goes on. Beck, meanwhile, showed up at Las Colinas driving his brand new Maybach or Maybach, I don't even know. That shows I don't live in those luxurious circles, but it's Maybach. Proudly showing off the nearly $200,000 sleek black sedan that he just purchased to add to his fleet of luxury vehicles, including an armored, bulletproof Mercedes limo and a similarly outfitted Chevy Suburban. Beck, whose net worth Forbes puts at more than $100 million, was crying poor mouth, but he also purchased, through Mercury Radio Arts, named from the production company of Beck's hero Orson Welles, That's funny because what's the name of the guy in Citizen Kane? Kane, has a sort of madness too, though. I don't know about him treating employees poorly. Orson Welles, the opulently appointed DC-9 that had been owned by his late friend, right-wing billionaire Richard Mellon Scaife. The vintage jetliner, remember this is while employees are being laid off, the vintage jetliner cost around $1 million due to its great age, but is ruinously expensive to maintain, operate, and fuel, according to Blaze insiders, and required the hiring of 2 pilots at tens of thousands of dollars per month, a corporate expense to be added to the estimated $1 million a year for Beck's personal security force. And of course, the comments sections are really good. I'm just going to read you one. You can go find it yourself. There are 2496 comments at the Breitbart version of the story, which isn't even the original one. But Ricka775 writes, is anyone surprised? Are you paying attention to his TV and radio shows? The man has been quite mad for some time, and yet he still keeps going. Buyer beware. And that is consistent with the information I've been getting from someone sort of on the inside. And again, let me just give you the titles. You can read it for yourself. Daily Beast. The Breitbart title is Daily Beast. Glenn Beck's media empire burning down in abyss of backbiting and paranoia. And the original, more left-wing site has it as, the full article. The Breitbart only gives you part of it. That's why Glenn Beck's media empire is burning down. This is Trump Nation. Adam Taxon.